an eye opener, literally and figuratively. Miss Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests. I recently came back from a trip to my homeland, Colombia. And as in many of the trips that I take into Colombia, this one was filled with good times and good memories. But usually there are a few hiccups during any trip. And this trip was no exception. What I'd like to do tonight is share with you how my eyes were open to a parasite. A parasite that we inadvertently bring into our homes, to our environment, to our lives, and into our bodies. The parasite is called toxoplasma. When I got to Colombia, I arrived in Bogota, and from Bogota we went to other states in Colombia, other cities in Colombia, and we drove. I drove with my family. We got to a place called El Eje Cafetero. El Eje Cafetero is a region in Colombia that is made up of 3 different states, and is well known for its coffee, its beautiful mountains, its people, and its food. When we got to El Eje Cafetero, I noticed that my left eye started to bother me. And it almost felt like somebody actually pulled my eyelid and wedged a piece of something in my eye. It bothered me, but it wasn't bad. I flushed my eye daily to see if something would come out. I would ask people if they would see anything in my eye, my left eye. They wouldn't see anything. A few days went by. The weekend arrived. It was Saturday. Saturday morning, I woke up and I felt a little bit more uncomfortable. And then Saturday afternoon, I was in total pain. I couldn't open my eye. I couldn't see. Even if I tried opening my eye, I couldn't focus. I couldn't see anything. Saturday night, I became very sensitive to light, this kind of light. So the only eye I was able to see through was my right eye. And at that point, I couldn't open my eye because when I opened my eye, it hurt even more. It was a very concentrated, constant pain. And I felt it in front of my eye, in the back of my eye, around my eye. We drove back to Bogota. On Monday morning, I was at the ophthalmologist. I explained to him what happened to me, and he got very concerned. He used his tools to look inside my eye. He looked in my retina to see if he could see any scars. He didn't see any scars, and later he told me that he thought I had been infected by this parasite. And this parasite leaves scars around your retina. He said, you have a condition that is called uveitis. What is uveitis? Uveitis is inflammation of the inside of the eye. So if this is the eye, a ball here, and this is the optic nerve, you have the cornea, you had the iris, you had the lens, and then you had the retina. Everything had been pushed out so much that my cornea, my iris, and my lens had become almost glued to one another. So I couldn't see, and I was in pain. Luckily, it wasn't the parasite, and luckily I was being seen because people that have this parasite in their eye and they don't do anything, they lose their sight. So the doctor got very concerned because it wasn't the parasite. So what caused it? We ran a battery of tests. And at the end, nobody could figure out what happened. This could be caused by your autoimmune system. It can be caused by problems in your lungs. It can be caused by many, many reasons. After 2 weeks of treatments, injections, eye drops, all kinds of things, my eye came back to its normal self. But I got concerned about this parasite. And I learned that it can be transmitted by uncooked meals, meats, and even seafood. And guess what? By your cat's feces. Nowadays, we're bringing cats into our homes, into our lives, into our environments, into our beds. Cats are all around us. Now, if you have a cat at home and you vaccinate your cat and you feed him things that you bring home, instead of the cat going out hunting for things, the likelihood that you'll be infected is very low. But you can go to a park, you can go to your garden, you can go to a lot of places and just touch something where there were feces a month ago, and the parasite could be there, and you can be infected. Now, uveitis, this parasite is all around us. In the United States, 11% of the population today are infected. It's a parasite that cannot be eradicated from your body, and it can flare up at any time. There are countries where 50 and 60% of the population are infected. So uveitis is not the only condition this parasite can create. In pregnant women, it can damage the brain of the fetus. And in worst case scenarios, it can cause miscarriages. So just as my eyes were open by what this parasite can do to us, I like to open your eyes as well. I encourage you to always, always cook your meals well. Wash your hands well, because you can be touching something that has the parasite and you may not even see it. And make sure that your cats are properly vaccinated and that you handle their feces properly. It's Toastmaster of the evening.